Ladies and gentlemen, how many times have you found yourself giving everything to someone who didn't see your worth? How many nights have you spent wondering why you weren't good enough? Why they couldn't value you the way you deserved? It hurts, doesn't it? That feeling of being unseen, of being overlooked when all you wanted was to be loved and appreciated for who you truly are. But here's the truth I want you to understand. From the depths of my heart, their inability to value you is not a reflection of your worth. It's a blessing in disguise. Imagine just for a moment how much space this rejection has created in your life. A space that's waiting to be filled by someone who sees you for the incredible person you are. Rejection doesn't break you, it protects you. It shields you from people who could never appreciate your light and guides you toward the ones who will cherish you the way you deserve. The real magic, the true power, comes when you realize that not being valued by others is the universe's way of pushing you toward your destiny. It's an invitation to reclaim your worth, stand in your power, and embrace a future far beyond the limits of those who fail to see you. When someone fails to recognize your worth, it often feels like a deep cut, a wound that stings every time you think about it. It can leave you questioning your own value, wondering why you weren't enough for them, despite all the love, effort, and dedication you gave. But in that very moment, when you feel undervalued, it's important to shift your perspective and understand that what you're experiencing isn't a reflection of your true worth. It's an opportunity for you to liberate yourself from the weight of someone else's inability to see you for who you truly are. You see, self-worth is an internal experience. It's something that comes from within, not from how others perceive you. For far too long, many of us have relied on external validation to measure our value. We believe that if someone loves us, values us, or appreciates us, that somehow proves our worth. But that's not the truth. Your worth is not dependent on anyone else's opinion of you. It is something you already possess, something inherent within you. When someone fails to recognize that, it can be painful, yes, but it's also a powerful opportunity for growth. The moment you stop looking for validation outside of yourself, you begin to free yourself from the shackles of needing approval from others. You give yourself permission to define your worth on your own terms. That's the first step toward emotional liberation. When you stop allowing other people's inability to value you to dictate how you feel about yourself, you reclaim your power. You begin to understand that you are enough, just as you are. There is nothing that needs to be proven. There is no standard you must meet to be deserving of love, respect, or happiness. In a world where we often seek validation from others, it can be difficult to accept that someone who failed to see your worth was never meant to be in your life. Their inability to value you doesn't reflect your lack of greatness. It reflects their inability to recognize the brilliance and beauty you bring to the world. Sometimes people are simply unable to see beyond their own limitations, their own fears, or their own issues. That's not a reflection of you. It's a reflection of them. They are unable to appreciate your light because they are either too blinded by their own insecurities or they simply cannot see the depth of what you offer. This is where emotional liberation begins. It starts when you finally understand that you don't need anyone to validate your worth. Your worth is inherent. It's already there. Every person who walks into your life, who sees your value, who appreciates you for who you truly are, is merely a mirror reflecting back the love and respect that you've already given yourself. But until you can truly love and value yourself first, no amount of external validation will ever be enough. You will always be left searching for something outside of yourself that you already have within. This realization is not just about accepting rejection. It's about understanding that not being valued by one person means that you are being guided toward people who will see you, truly see you. It means that someone else, someone who aligns with your energy, your worth, and your purpose, is waiting to enter your life. And that person will value you in ways you never thought possible because they will recognize the depth and beauty within you that others may have overlooked. When you stop seeking validation from those who don't recognize your worth, you begin to attract the kind of energy that mirrors the love you have for yourself. You create space in your life for people who genuinely appreciate who you are, who don't need to be convinced of your greatness because they see it immediately. The more you embody self-worth, the more you radiate it, and the more others will be drawn to that energy. But let's not sugarcoat it. This isn't easy. It takes time to unlearn the habits of seeking validation from others. It takes time to heal from the wounds of being rejected or not valued. But the beauty in this process is that it's all happening for you, not to you. Each time someone fails to value you, you are presented with an opportunity to grow stronger, to become more resilient, and to deepen your understanding of your own worth. You are being taught to rely on yourself, to trust yourself, and to love yourself fiercely. As painful as it may feel in the moment, this is where true growth begins. The strength you develop from these experiences is the foundation upon which you will build a life filled with self-respect, emotional fulfillment, and genuine relationships. When you no longer feel the need to prove your worth to others, you free yourself from the burden of carrying their unappreciative energy. You step into a space where you are free to just be yourself, unapologetically, confidently, and without reservation. Every time you face rejection, every time you feel like someone has failed to see the true value of who you are, remember this. It's not about them. It's not about what they couldn't give you or how they couldn't appreciate you. It's about you. It's about your ability to recognize your own worth, to stand in your power, and to say to yourself, I am worthy. I am enough. And I don't need anyone's validation to know that. In the end, being undervalued is not a curse. It's a blessing. It's the universe's way of pushing you toward a higher understanding of yourself, toward a place where you can finally see your own worth in the purest, most unconditional way possible. And when you do, you'll begin to attract everything that is meant for you. A love that sees you, a life that reflects your greatness, and a future filled with the endless possibilities that come with knowing your true value. Rejection can be one of the most painful experiences in life, especially when it comes from people you thought would always appreciate and cherish you. It's easy to see rejection as a negative event, something that holds you back, makes you feel small, or questions your worth. But if you look at it through a different lens, rejection can be one of your greatest gifts. It's often in moments of being rejected or not being valued that we experience some of our most significant personal growth. When someone doesn't value you, it may feel like a personal attack, but in reality, it's an opportunity for you to evaluate your worth and begin the journey of self-discovery and growth. When we don't get what we desire or deserve from certain people, it can shake our foundations, causing us to ask difficult questions like, why wasn't I good enough? Or what did I do wrong? These questions are natural, but they are often misguided. The truth is, rejection is not a reflection of your inherent value. It is simply a catalyst for personal growth. It's the universe's way of redirecting you to a better path, a way of telling you that the situation, relationship, or person who didn't value you was never meant to be part of your journey. This is where growth through rejection comes into play. When we experience rejection, it forces us to look inward and ask, what do I truly need? What do I deserve? Rejection, while initially painful, can push us to explore the depths of our desires, our boundaries, and our understanding of self-worth. It prompts us to evaluate what we will and won't tolerate in relationships and life in general. It encourages us to raise our standards and stop settling for anything less than what we deserve. In the past, you may have felt desperate for approval from others, especially from those who didn't appreciate you the way you needed to be appreciated. The pain of rejection often stems from a lack of understanding that you cannot control how others perceive you. You cannot control whether someone values you, loves you, or respects you. And that's okay. Because what you can control is how you respond to rejection. You can choose to see it as a setback, or you can choose to see it as an opportunity for growth, self-reflection, and empowerment. Growth through rejection is about learning how to let go of situations, relationships, and expectations that no longer serve your highest good. It's about creating space for something better to enter your life. Rejection has a way of clearing the path, of eliminating what is holding you back and making room for something greater. The people and situations that no longer value you will likely not aligned with the person you are becoming. Rejection helps you shed those layers of doubt, fear, and insecurity, making way for a version of yourself that is stronger, more resilient, and more authentic. When you experience rejection, it's also an invitation to heal. Often, our attachment to certain people or circumstances is rooted in unresolved wounds or a lack of self worth. We cling to relationships or situations that don't serve us because we believe they are the key to our happiness or sense of value. But when those things are taken away or when we are rejected, we are given an opportunity to heal those wounds and learn to be whole on our own. Rejection is an opportunity to turn inward and find healing in places we may have neglected. It's a chance to rediscover your own strength, your own voice, and your own worth. The growth you experience through rejection can also help you create stronger, more fulfilling relationships in the future. When you've been through the pain of being rejected or undervalued, you learn to set healthier boundaries and attract people who genuinely respect and appreciate you. You become more discerning about who you allow into your life, and you stop settling for relationships that don't align with your values. The growth that comes from rejection empowers you to step into relationships from a place of wholeness, knowing your worth and expecting nothing less than love, respect, and reciprocity. Rejection teaches you how to love yourself in ways you never thought possible. When someone doesn't value you, it's an invitation to become your own greatest advocate. It's a chance to look in the mirror and say, I am enough. You begin to understand that your value is not dependent on the approval of others. You don't need someone else to tell you that you are worthy because you know it deep within yourself. This inner knowing of your worth is what allows you to heal and grow from rejection. It's what enables you to walk away from situations that don't serve you without feeling defeated, because you know that something better is waiting for you. Through rejection, you are also given the gift of clarity. It means you stand firm in your identity and your beliefs, even when others fail to see your value. It means not shrinking to fit into someone else's limited understanding of who you are. When you truly embrace your power, you become unapologetically yourself. You stop seeking external validation and instead begin to trust and honor your own intuition, desires, and dreams. But how do you embrace your power when someone else has failed to value you? How do you step into your true strength when you've been hurt, rejected, or overlooked? It starts by shifting your perspective and understanding that rejection is not about you. It is about the other person and their inability to see your greatness. Their failure to value you has nothing to do with your worth and everything to do with their own limitations. Perhaps they were not in a position to see the depth of who you are. Or maybe they simply couldn't recognize your worth because they were too caught up in their own struggles. When you begin to see rejection as a reflection of someone else's limited perspective, you free yourself from the pain of feeling rejected. You stop internalizing their judgment and start focusing on your own journey. You recognize that no one else's opinion of you can define your worth. You begin to let go of the need for external validation and instead learn to validate yourself. The more you recognize your own value, the more your confidence grows, and the more you are able to step into your power. Embracing your power also requires you to release the need for approval from others. Many of us seek approval because we've been conditioned to believe that our worth is tied to how others see us. We want to be liked, appreciated, and respected. But the truth is that approval-seeking behavior only limits us. When we are constantly seeking approval, we give away our power to others. We allow them to dictate our sense of worth and happiness. But when we stop seeking validation from the outside world, we begin to reclaim our power. This process of reclaiming your power is not always easy. It requires you to let go of old patterns and beliefs that have held you back. It requires you to release the need for external validation and start building your sense of worth from within. It may involve stepping away from relationships or situations that no longer serve you. It may mean standing alone for a while as you begin to rediscover who you truly are and what you are capable of. But here's the beauty of it. Once you start embracing your power, your life begins to shift. The people, opportunities, and experiences that you attract into your life are aligned with your newfound sense of worth. You begin to attract people who value you, who see your greatness, and who appreciate you for who you are. You no longer settle for less than you deserve because you've learned to recognize your own value. Embracing your power also means taking responsibility for your own happiness and success. You stop waiting for someone else to make you feel worthy, and instead, you start making choices that align with your highest good. You begin to make decisions based on what is best for you, not based on what others expect from you how they will perceive you. When you embrace your own power, you take control of your life and your destiny. You no longer allow anyone to hold you back, and you begin to step fully into the life you are meant to live. This is the ultimate form of empowerment. The ability to see your own worth even when others fail to recognize it. It's about understanding that your value is not dependent on anyone else's opinion of you. When you embrace your power, you stop allowing rejection to define you. You see it for what it truly is, a chance to grow, to heal, and to move forward toward the life you deserve. You begin to realize that no one else's failure to value you can ever diminish your own inherent worth. When you understand and embrace your own power, you become unstoppable. You stop doubting your worth, you stop seeking validation, and you stop letting the opinions of others dictate how you live your life. Instead, you become the architect of your own happiness and success. You realize that your worth is not negotiable. It is intrinsic, and no one can take that away from you. It is in this space of self awareness, self worth, and self empowerment that you truly come alive, stepping into the greatness you've always carried within you. When you experience rejection, whether it's in the form of a romantic relationship, a friendship, or a professional opportunity, it can feel like the world is crumbling around you. It's as if the person or the situation you invested in has turned their back on you, and it often leaves you questioning everything about yourself. Why wasn't I good enough? Or what did I do wrong? These are the questions that flood our minds when we're faced with not being valued by someone. It's easy to let those questions consume us and spiral into self doubt and confusion. However, the truth is that rejection doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. It may not feel like it in the moment, and it may take time to see the bigger picture. But rejection is a powerful catalyst for personal growth and self discovery. It's an opportunity for you to become more aligned with who you are, to step into your true power, and to find clarity about what you truly want and deserve in life. The key is shifting your perspective on rejection from something that diminishes you to something that elevates you. Rejection can teach you more about yourself than any successful relationship or opportunity ever could. When you face rejection, you're forced to confront your feelings and examine your emotional responses. You may discover insecurities you weren't aware of, or patterns in your behavior that need to be addressed. These realizations are not signs of weakness, they are the first steps toward healing and transformation. Rejection gives you the space to take a deep look within and begin the process of self reflection. Self reflection is essential because it's how you uncover the deeper reasons behind why you were hurt by the rejection in the first place. It allows you to separate your identity from the rejection and recognize that your worth is not tied to the acceptance of others. When someone doesn't value you, it's not a reflection of your abilities or your character. It's a reflection of their inability to recognize or appreciate your worth. Rejection can be a moment of clarity, a chance to redefine what you want from relationships and opportunities, and a chance to realign your life with your highest purpose. One of the most profound lessons you can learn from rejection is the importance of self-love. Love. Rejection often forces us to turn inward, to rely on our own strength, and to learn how to validate ourselves. We can't rely on others to make us feel worthy or valuable. If we do, we will always be dependent on their approval, which is ultimately an unstable foundation for self-esteem. Instead, rejection presents an opportunity for us to learn how to love ourselves, no matter what anyone else thinks. It teaches us that our value is not dependent on external validation, but on how we perceive ourselves and how we treat ourselves. Learning to love yourself is a process. It's not something that happens overnight. It involves learning to accept your flaws, forgiving yourself for past mistakes, and practicing self-compassion. When you face rejection, it's easy to start thinking that you're not good enough or that you'll never be loved or appreciated. But in those moments of doubt, you have the power to choose differently. You can choose to see yourself as worthy, valuable, and deserving of love, just as you are. The more you practice self-love, the less you will need external validation, and the more you will find peace within yourself. Self-love also means setting boundaries. Rejection can be a sign that someone or something in your life is not respecting your boundaries or your worth. When you continue to allow people who don't value you into your life, you are essentially teaching them how to treat you. By accepting rejection, you learn the importance of setting healthy boundaries, saying no to things, people, and situations that do not serve you. Establishing and maintaining boundaries is an essential form of self love. It's a way of honoring yourself, protecting your energy, and ensuring that you are only surrounded by people who respect and appreciate you. Another important lesson rejection can teach you is resilience. The pain of rejection can feel overwhelming, and in the moment, it's hard to imagine how you could ever feel better. But rejection has a way of building emotional strength. It teaches you how to pick yourself up after a fall, how to keep moving forward even when the path feels unclear, and how to stay true to yourself in the face of adversity. Resilience doesn't mean that rejection doesn't hurt. It means that you are strong enough to face the pain, process it, and emerge from it even stronger than before. Resilience also means understanding that rejection is not permanent. It may feel like the end of the world in the moment, but it's just a temporary setback. Rejection can lead to new opportunities, new relationships, and new experiences that you wouldn't have encountered otherwise. Sometimes rejection is simply a redirection, a sign that something better is waiting for you just around the corner. It may take time for you to see this, but as you heal and grow, you will start to understand that rejection is not an end. One of the most empowering aspects of rejection is the freedom it offers. When someone doesn't value you or a situation doesn't work out, you are no longer bound by that relationship or circumstance. You are free to move on, to explore new opportunities, and to create the life you truly desire. Rejection frees you from the limitations of the past and gives you the chance to reinvent yourself. It encourages you to step into your own power and begin writing the next chapter of your story, one that is filled with possibilities, growth, and authentic connections. The freedom that comes with rejection is also an invitation to embrace your own uniqueness. When someone doesn't value you, it's an opportunity to embrace your individuality and authenticity. It's a chance to stop trying to fit into someone else's mold and start living life on your own terms. Rejection teaches you that you don't have to conform to anyone's expectations or standards. You are worthy of love and success as your true authentic self, and you should never compromise who you are for anyone. Ultimately, rejection is not something to fear. It's something to embrace. It is a tool for growth, a catalyst for transformation, and a doorway to self-discovery. It's an opportunity for you to learn about your own worth, to practice self-love, to build resilience, and to step into your power. Rejection may hurt in the moment, but in the long run, it has the potential to shape you into the strongest, most authentic version of yourself. Instead of seeing rejection as a setback, see it as a blessing in disguise, a sign that you are on the path to becoming the person you are meant to be. Embrace it, learn from it, and trust that it is guiding you toward a brighter future. When you find yourself being devalued or rejected by others, the temptation is to stay stuck in a cycle of self-doubt and negative thinking. You may start to question your worth, your abilities, and your place in the world. It clears the fog and helps us see the situation for what it is, not for what we wish it to be. This newfound clarity allows you to make decisions that are more aligned with your true desires and values. When someone fails to value you, you can no longer ignore the signs that the relationship or situation is not right for you. You are forced to make a choice. Continue to accept less than you deserve, or step into your power and create space for something better. By choosing to walk away from people who don't appreciate you, you are making a conscious decision to create room for growth, new opportunities, and new experiences. One of the most liberating aspects of rejection is the opportunity it provides to release the past and move forward. When you're no longer entangled in relationships or situations that diminish your worth, you can release the emotional baggage that comes with them. Rejection offers you the gift of closure. It's an opportunity to let go of the hurt, resentment, or attachment to the past and make room for healing and renewal. It allows you to move forward with a sense of freedom, knowing that you are no longer weighed down by toxic relationships or unfulfilled expectations. The freedom that comes with rejecting devaluation can be life-changing. It opens the door to new possibilities, new connections, and new experiences that are far more aligned with who you are becoming. As you move forward, you begin to understand that your worth is not determined by others. It is determined by you. Your value is not contingent upon anyone's approval or acceptance. It is inherent and unshakable. And once you realize this, you stop looking outside yourself for validation. You begin to create your own sense of worth, and that is the ultimate source of empowerment. In the face of rejection, you also learn resilience. It's easy to feel defeated or discouraged when someone doesn't value you, but resilience is about learning to bounce back from setbacks and keep moving forward. Rejection may hurt in the moment, but it's important to remember that pain is temporary. As you process and heal, you become stronger, more self-assured, and more capable of navigating future challenges with grace. Rejection doesn't define you, it refines you. Ultimately, the most important lesson in rejection is this: you are worthy of love, respect, and appreciation simply because you exist. The failure of others to recognize or value your worth is not a reflection of who you are. It is a reflection of their own inability to see the greatness within you. Anna, rejection does not diminish your value. It highlights the need to redefine your own sense of self-worth, establish healthy boundaries, and embrace your authentic power. Rejection is a powerful reminder that you do not need anyone else to validate your worth. You are enough, just as you are. When you accept and internalize this truth, you become unstoppable. You will stop tolerating the people and situations that don't serve you and begin to create the life you truly deserve. The more you embrace your worth, the more the universe aligns to reflect that same value back to you. And from that place of power, you will attract the relationships, opportunities, and experiences that honor and celebrate your true self. In conclusion, remember that when others don't value you, it's not a reflection of your worth. It's simply an invitation to rediscover your own power. Rejection opens doors for growth, healing, and self-love. It encourages you to set boundaries, embrace your uniqueness, and step into the most authentic version of yourself. While rejection can be painful, it is also a catalyst for profound transformation. It's an opportunity to build resilience, gain clarity, and release what no longer serves you. By embracing rejection, you free yourself to attract what truly aligns with your highest self. Thank you for watching this video and for joining me on this journey of empowerment and self-discovery. I hope you found something in this message that resonates with your own experience. Remember, you are valuable, worthy, and deserving of everything good that life has to offer. If you enjoyed this content, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Your support means the world, and I can't wait to bring you more empowering messages in my next video. Stay tuned, and until next time, continue embracing your greatness.